Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Leap session for Friday, January the 13th. It's Friday the 13th. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together, take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. We create four main hypotheses in order to have a plan in place for whatever the market throws at us. Then we observe the market on the open and determine which side is taking control and which plan or which hypo is best suiting what the market is doing, and then execute on it. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website. There's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to session during these pre-market sessions, and then live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for educational purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so news today. We just had core retail sales. Came out slightly below expectations, but PPI was a beat. Retail sales month over month was a beat, and core PPI came out pretty much as expected. 9:30 we've got FOMC Harker speaking, and then 10 o'clock we've got University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. And then we've got business inventories as well. So a fair amount of news this morning. So just keep an eye on that. Yesterday we were looking for a rotation down and then a rotation back up, and coming up into that 70-50 area. We never really got there, got to 67.25. Overnight they've two-ticked that high, but the key thing I think out of yesterday is that they stole the VPOC into the close. Most of the day the VPOC was down here at 53, and then into the close they stole it up to 65. Well, look where our balance is right now. Our balance is right here on the micro composite at 22.65, and we're trading right above it right now. We had a pretty tight range overnight. We had a essentially just before the news, until we dipped down a little bit further, we had a 4-point range. Now we have a 5-point range. It could be extended. We still have some time, and they are trading only less than 2 points away from the high, so it could certainly get better and expand. But right now the key thing is the inventory is net long overnight, and we've accepted balance and accepted price in around the 65, and usually when you see that happen, you see continuation in terms of the trend. You can see that these buying wicks are pretty strong. So every time we dip down, we're seeing strong buying coming in. This market is just not looking like it's rolling over yet. Although we have had 2 days in a row where we went and took out a naked VPOC and rejected off of it. You can see that on yesterday, we went up and took out that naked VPOC and then rejected on the close. And then the prior day, we at 74, we went right to the ticket to 74, and then we had a strong reversal. So we're still seeing two-sided action in the market. So we just have to continue to watch them churn, and hopefully once I thought with the news this morning that we might see a breakout in one direction or the other, and really we didn't see that. So let's just take one step back. I always like to start my day using a candlestick chart with a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. I start on a monthly, and then I work my way down into intraday, just to give me a good idea of where we are in terms of the trend on the different time frames. I'm looking for slope and separation, for strength of the trend, where the trend is being challenged or violated or possibly turning. Monthly, multi-year upward trend challenged at the end of 15, beginning of 16, and then took it back, and we basically trended up through the course of the year. And right now, we're above the 9 and the 20, and looking like continuation on the trend. We don't even begin to challenge the trend until we get down into the 2172 area. Going to the weekly, you can see that again, good slope, good separation. Price is paralleling the 9 nicely. Certainly the trend is intact. We do have so far possibility of an inside week if we hold below the 77 and above the 39.50, which is likely to happen. So I'm looking at either breaking the 77 or having an inside week on the weekly today. But the trend itself is intact and not even close to being challenged until we do get below last week's low. Going to the daily, you can see that the daily is looking a little bit toppy right now. We've got a possible it wouldn't be a head and shoulder. What's the high here? 70. Yeah, we got a possible head and shoulder showing up on the daily, but it's early in its development. We do have the daily holding above the 9 and the 20. So the trend is intact, but it's consolidating up here, and we either bounce up or we can cross down and start a downward trend. But right now the trend is intact. On the 4-hour, you can see that we're in this consolidation, almost a symmetrical triangle here. But we're right now we're holding the 9 and the 20, and we're near the all-time highs. So the trend is intact. It's just consolidating or weakening. But certainly no sign yet of a downward trend starting on the 4-hour. On the 1-hour, same thing. You've got trend going to the upside. We just took out this naked cross right here on the news, almost to the tick. So we did dip down, but we came right back. I'd be watching the 2265, of course, because of the microcomposite VPOC. But below that puts us below the 20 on the 1-hour. Going to the 30-minute, same thing, sideways consolidation, but the trend is still intact. 15-minute consolidation and 5-minute. You're going to see that we're basically in this consolidation. We've got a possible cup setting up here. So we'll keep an eye on that on the 5-minute. But overall, the structure, we're inside a balance. This is like 22 days of balance now. I want to bring this over, bring yesterday in. And you see that the weekly, the last 7 days, the price acceptance, the microcomposite VPOCs are the same on the longer time frame and the shorter time frame. So we are accepting this 65 price. As long as we hold above it, you got to still be thinking a move up. The microcomposite value area high is at 68.50. The value area low is all the way down here at 51.50. The smaller time frame just slightly lower at 67.75. So I'd be watching between the 68.50 and 67.75 for a possible breakout of balance and back into price discovery higher with a little bit of resistance at 70.50. But we just took out the naked VPOC. We have no naked VPOCs above right now. So I mean, the story today is all going to be about, are we above or below 65? And do we remain in balance and chop again? There's a possibility of coming down today if we do see some weakness and getting stuck in these wicks down here and chopping between 57 and 65. The VPOC yesterday was the majority of the time was down at 53. They only stole it into the close. So if we do see some weakness and we don't hold the 57 area, that 53 is going to be your target for a move down into where the VPOC held most of the day yesterday. You can see that during the course of the day, the VPOC, for the most part, once it shifted down on that move down and the break below the prior day range, we basically just chopped around between the naked VPOC that we took out and created a VPOC that held most of the day until right into the close, when the closing order volume shifted it back up to 65. So watch the 57 area. Critical mass, weekly critical mass right now, our open of the month is 2271 and a quarter. Our daily ATR, 20 period full session ATR, is 1564. So our weekly critical mass is down here to the downside at 2255.50. Off of the high overnight of 67.75, our downside daily ATR target is, come on, 67.75 minus 15.64 is down at 52 and a quarter. And then off of the new overnight low, it was this 52.75, right? 62.75. 62.75 plus 15.64. Our daily ATR upside is 78 and a quarter. All right, our overnight high, 67.75, 2 ticks above the prior day high. Our overnight low, 62.75. Very tight range here. And then, of course, our VPOC overnight is 65.50. So, we basically have a big cluster here, and we're likely to take out the overnight low and the overnight high just due to the size. If they leave the overnight low alone and break out, you don't want to try to fade that today. So, in terms of levels, obviously, I'm going to be using the 68.50. That value area high for the microcomposite, targeting the 70.50. Then I'm going to be using the 71.75 for the breakout towards the 74, the prior VPOC at 74, and then of course targeting the all-time high, which is a double top at 77. Why did that do that? Always do that. Okay, and then to the downside, I'm going to be watching that that 60 area again, the 60.50. Seems to be an area where buyers are stepping in. And then the 57. Really have to encompass down to the 55, so I'm going to push this down. Just in front of critical mass and go from 56.50 to 55.50 in terms of using the LVN. But I might bounce off of the 57, so I just got to be careful. And then the value area low is 53. Our daily downside ATR target is 52 and a quarter. I'm going to be using this 53 down to the daily ATR, and then below that I'm going to be targeting the range low at 48.50, and then below that it's going to be all about this 44 and a quarter, the naked microcomposite VPOC, and the year open at 40.75. So in terms of hypotheses, my main hypothesis is an open auction in range, in value, a move down to take out the naked close and the naked VPOC, a push down into the between the 63 area and 60 area, find responsive buyers and start walking our way back up towards the 70.50, which will be our main target, and the 74, and a push up into possibly new all-time highs up there. We have upside daily ATR capabilities in order to go in and put a new all-time high. We continue to do that. My secondary hypothesis is an open auction in range, a false breakout, failure to break above 68.50 or push through to the 70.50, but leaving the 71 and a quarter alone, and then finding responsive sellers and walking us down towards that 53 and closing somewhere down here in the lower distribution. I'm not expecting a real big day today, simply because of the balance that we're seeing around the 65. My hypo 3 is an open drive, leaving the overnight low alone, pushing up into the 68 area, 70 area, chopping around up there, and then pushing through and getting a trend day up and going up into the 2280s and getting above the all-time high. Our weekly critical mass doesn't kick in until we get up into the 87, so if we do get above 87, we could actually see a push right into the 90s, but I don't think we're going to have a real big range today. The market is closed on Monday, I believe, or half day because of Martin Luther King Day, so we might see some holiday, some people leaving early on the holidays that are going to take Monday off. My hypo 4 is a false breakout or a failure to break out, a push down into the 55, get below critical mass, push through down to the 48.50 and come down here into the 40s, maybe even a push down into the 35 and a quarter, and get a big take back, a move back towards that 35 and a quarter and 34.50 area. So those are my main 4 hypotheses. It is Friday. It's Friday the 13th. Not superstitious, but it is Friday. Keep your powder dry. Don't get behind in positions and go into the weekend with a big loss. If you've had a good week and you don't need to trade, today might be a day where you just don't trade. You do some deliberate practice of some kind, but in any essence, just keep it tight and keep it light. We did go up and challenge the 1200 in gold again, but we backed off on the news. We're consolidating. I want to bring this over. Our 3-day balance right now is 92.30. We got as low as the 90. We talked about this yesterday in the room, possibility of bouncing off of that 90.60 area. We got as low as 90.90 and rotated, and we actually went and touched into the 1200s. We got to 1201.80, but they backed off now. The current 24-hour VPOC is sitting at 96.80, so we're kind of chopping around there. But the 3-day balance is down here in the 92, so I wouldn't be surprised if we come back to that area again. If we do not hold the 90, look for them to come down into this 83.50 area. and then the next big target again is coming back down into this 73, 74 to 78 area. Once again, if we can't continue this move up and get above 1200. Above 1200, if we can hold the 1200, the next big target we missed on that push yesterday is just above at 1209, and then the next big one after that is the 1215 area. So we got the rule of 10 to kick in to take out this naked microcomposite VPOC, but we failed just in front of it, and we're probably going to chop around this 92 to 96 area as they consolidate to get the next leg up. So that's gold. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.